Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team WLD Champs, and we are presenting to you the Digital Sandbox series, harnessing the power of digital to bridge generation gaps. So let me start off by asking all of you, how many of you actually do more than just eating with your grandparents and have interacted with a non-related elderly? Our survey showed that less than 40% of youth actually gone beyond than just eating with their grandparents, and only 17% have interacted with a non-related senior. And this lack of quality interactions between the generations is due to different mindsets, lack of common interests, and infrequent interactions. A documentary exploring the generation gap in Singapore shared that instead of trying to close the gap between generations and making them more similar, we should instead try to breach those gaps by accepting differences and establishing more common ground. And therefore, we have decided to focus on these two, which is lack of shared interests and infrequent interactions, which are critical in bridging the generation gap. So meet Madam Lim Amoy, a retired widow living alone, who spends most of her time doing solo activities, and she wishes she can spend more time with her children and grandchildren. And she only has a smartphone which she uses for basic calling and texting. And her granddaughter, Liana, who is a tech-savvy 15-year-old student who enjoys using social media and loves seeking out new and fun adventures. But she's also uncertain of her future. So how might we actually encourage more positive quality interactions that can help find common ground between the youth and elderly like Liana and Madam Lim?
Introducing our Digital Sandbox series, a digital co-creation program for our elderly and youth to learn digital skills, collaborate on a project, and forge stronger intergenerational ties. Participants, both seniors and youths, will attend a 4-week program that is designed to let them learn a skill together, collaborate on a project, exchange ideas about curated topics, and celebrate their work. So each of our Digital Sandbox series centers around a theme that is designed to uncover common and shared experiences across generations. So one example for topic would be disruption, which every generation faces in their lifetime. So learning alongside one another will help to teach acceptance of accepting differences. Exchanging ideas will help to identify a common ground. Working together will help to overcome challenges, and celebrating successes will help to create long-lasting positive interactions. So the goal here is to bring youths and seniors together to forge a shared digital interest and create positive memories. We then conducted an MVP test and we received positive feedback. Our seniors enjoyed exchanging ideas between our youths. They had fun interacting with them and felt that learning to make a digital postcard was an interesting experience. Likewise, our youth felt that they enjoyed conversations with seniors more than they expected and felt that the introduction to Canva was a useful tip for them. For seniors like Madam Amui, she now has an engaging activity to work on during her free time. She was also able to enjoy the program with her grandchild, and she was able to learn new digital skills to enrich her daily life. For our youths like Liana, she was able to learn from the seniors' life experience about going through uncertainty and change. She managed to have a unique experience of owning her own project, as well as picking up new digital skills that will come in handy in the future. So our Digital Sandbox series is actually an initiative under Work Live Digital, which provides free basic computer workshops to low-income seniors and provides them with connections to further their digital skills after. So under that, we have existing partners, that is Choa Chu Kang Town Council, IMDA, and NUS student clubs. We also hope to partner in the future with secondary schools, community centers, as well as elder care centers. For our implementation plan for the first month, we want to conduct market validation and research before securing our key partnerships, after which we will do the pilot launch in Choa Chu Kang before iterating and expanding. So for our financial budgeting, the average cost for one Digital Sandbox series is estimated to be about $4.7K, and we expect it to reduce with the right partners and right growth. Our idea is also scalable and sustainable as it is easy to implement. cost efficient, and it has long-term continuity. So what makes us unique? WorkLive Digital's Digital Sandbox series has a unique focus on using technology to reduce gaps, reduce generational gaps by increasing the seniors' interest in technology, imparting digital skills, and encouraging stronger generational bonds. Thank you.
Hi, I have a question. So just now you mentioned it was the Lim Moy and her granddaughter. So are all your future programs going to be for family units or?
Hello, hello. Okay. Yeah. So actually, we featured a grandparent and grandchild pair, but it's not limited to family unit. So if you are a solo senior or solo youth, you're still welcome to join, and we'll partner and pair you up for the program.
And also you mentioned that the workshops will be taught by the youths. So have you some planning about where to find these youths, and do you have special coaching for them to enable them to interact better with the senior students, because that might be some challenge?
Okay, so as mentioned, right, so this Digital Sandbox series is under WorkLive Digital. So all of us here, we are in our mid-20s or early 20s. So this project has been ongoing already, and we have been imparting basic computer skills. So all of us here are familiar, with our Microsoft and all, but the elderly don't even need Microsoft. So we can teach them, we have been teaching them the very basics of computer skills. And then for this Digital Sandbox program, it will be with secondary school students. Meet later older youths, and then the people participating in the program to work on the project with the seniors will be the younger youths.
Clarification. So you guys are the main trainers, and then the youth and the elderly gets paired up, and it's actually the youth who will be like the personal coach to the elder. Is that the idea?
So the youths who are participating in the program, so the secondary school students, they are not coaching the elderly. They are participating in the class, learning a new digital skills. So for our MVP test, we did Canva, and we found that it was actually valuable for these secondary school students to get this introduction to Canva. So they come here, they learn together with the elderly, then they will work together on a project with the Canva skills that they have learned. Yeah.
I'm just curious to understand, I think one of the things that really hit me in your presentation was, how the interactions between the youth and the elderly is so limited, and that you actually have data to show that, beyond eating, there isn't much interaction. So for something like that, where you need a very close interaction between the youth and the elderly, how do you manage to create that first incentive or, motivation for them to come together? That willing to participate in coming together and participating in this program.
So basically, for both the elderly and the youth, the takeaway is to learn the new digital skill. In our MVP testing, we did find that even something as basic as Canva was something that the youth did find valuable. And for the elderly, we do want to give them something that they can take away and have a sense of purpose towards. We did find that the easier part of it is to attract the elderly. The harder part of it is to attract the youth. And I think the very easy plaster solution we can offer is to give them CIP or VIA points. But in the longer term, we do hope that as we run this project, there will be more organic interest. We also did see in our user testing that, in our survey, that out of the 53% or 53 youth that we surveyed, 80% was willing to actually come down to a program like this. So that's pretty promising.
Yeah, sorry. To add on also, the classes for the digital skills, so let's say for now, we'll want to hire or, recruit someone in the industry to either volunteer or be paid for their time to teach. So I think the youth also get like, interaction with an expert, guidance from an expert to add on to that experience of coming here and interacting with elderlies. Thank you.
Can I just make a suggestion? Like after they pick up the new skill, maybe you all can tie it up with a downstream activity. Like maybe they could volunteer their newfound digital skills for another charity's marketing efforts or something like that. That might create more meaning for it.
Yeah, I think actually because we started off by teaching basic computer skills, right? So this is our next step in practicing, getting the elderly to practice the computer skills, and then afterwards we are looking at what else can we do to help them, continue giving back, getting a sense of purpose. So I think that's a really great suggestion for us. Yeah. Thank you.
So I thought this was a good proposal, systematic and comprehensive. You looked at data, ground sensing, you had user feedback as well, even at NPB. So I thought that was pretty good. I know we're kind of out of time, but just one more thought to leave with you. You can respond or not if you wish. It's just that it's a time commitment, a 4-week program, and especially for the youth, which you want them to be part of the program. There's just so much going on in people's lives, right? Whether it's school or work or other activities. So have a thought as to how do we make it, how do we reduce the barriers for youth to commit their time to this? What will be behind the motivation for them to want to commit to a program like this? So thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, WLD champs.